Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Crispy and today we are back on my forest core island of Briarwood. And if you didn't see the last video on this island, we did a lot. We got our first 3 plots filled and moved all of the villagers in. We also time traveled to get our first campsite villager, which I am not a fan of at all. And then we time traveled and got our 7th and 8th plot filled so we could get to 3 stars. So I also downloaded all my custom codes and asked you guys your opinion on the color scheme. As of right this moment, I have not even posted the first video from this island, so I don't know what your feedback is yet. Sometimes I have to record in advance, and you know, because of life and busy schedules, but so I haven't started decorating yet, but I have started terraforming, which is why I'm here at my airport. But I did make this foresty code my flag, and I started decorating the entrance. So I have a lot of terraforming going on, but I knew I wanted to do a bridge, like a diagonal bridge moment going to my resident services. So that's why I went ahead and started the terraforming. But it took hours. It took a long time to work on this and get the waterfalls just right. Waterfalls and water terraforming, especially around like bridges and little narrow areas, could be so fiddly. But I did my best, and this is what we have so far. Some waterfalls to the right and left. And I'm gonna start decorating once I hear your feedback, or I may just, you know, choose one that I think most people will vote for and then go from there. But I also have started like putting some cliffs behind resident services. I'll probably put another tier of cliffs behind there, and I might even add some waterfalls, not too sure yet. But right now there's an incline going up, and this is going to be where Nook's Cranny is going to be. And then on this side where the river mouth is, I may try to do like a bridge going over this water and then have the cliff continue back this way, or I may have like it continue down here because there is kind of a open space here. I thought about putting my Able Sisters down here because I don't have any other plans yet with this area, but I could also put it to the left of resident services, so I'm not too sure yet. But I also just put this waterfall here down in the bottom right corner of my map because I wasn't too sure what else I wanted down here, and it kind of fills up the space. But my thinking for a foresty island is to have most of the area, most of the map filled with cliffs, but to have walkways going through so it seems like there's really tall mountains. So having 2 or 3 tier cliffs, you know, as you're walking through walkways, seems like it's very mountainous. I don't know. That's just what my brain is telling me. So yeah, I may put Able Sisters over here. I'm not too sure yet. I'm still figuring out a layout. I still have to get my 8th and 9th villagers, but for now, this is our lineup. I filled in all of the river, and I left the back cliffs just because I may end up using some of those, but this is our lineup so far. I will be replacing our starters here, even though I really like them both. Hans will probably be the first that I kick out. And then we just kept Tutu because she was a cute bear and we did not have a Peppy in our lineup. So this is where we are so far. And what I will probably do until I hear feedback from you guys is just work on replacing these villagers, and I'll put I'll put some clips in the next video, getting our villagers replaced and getting our 9th and 10th villager. But I'm not going to start decorating yet. I'm just working on terraforming because it does take quite a long time. So hope that this layout looks okay. Resident Services is a lot closer than I wanted, but maybe with all of the decorating and the trees and stuff, it won't seem quite as close when it's all said and done. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure it always looks a lot better when there's not terraforming, when there's decorations down. But yeah, this is where we are so far, and we'll see where we get to. I don't know why I said in the next video. I meant this video, of course, because I'm not going to post like a 6-minute video. But I think Hans is in boxes now, so let's go say goodbye. Yep, Hans is leaving, and so we are going to go on a villager hunt and see if we can find the rest of our lineup. So who we are looking for, if I can remember off the top of my head, is Poppy, Hazel, and Sylvana. And we're also looking for Eric and Fauna. And then we need Teddy. I think that's our last 6 villagers. So if we find any of those 6, we will be taking them. I could potentially change my lineup if we find a cutie, but that is our lineup for now. Bye, Hans. Sorry that, we can't keep you, but you definitely do not belong on a regular foresty island. Maybe a winter forest. Maybe I'll do a winter forest island sometime, and I'll have you, Hans, but not today. So, goodbye. Alright, so I'm going to time travel so that this plot is empty, and then I'm just going to hunt off camera. I think I'm just going to hunt while I go sit in the car line waiting for my son to get out of school. But if I find anyone on our list, of course, I will wait until I get back to record it. But I just thought this would be a good thing to do while I was waiting to post the first couple videos on this island so that I could get some feedback, because I'm so indecisive. I just don't know whether I should do white and green and black. I did pull in another color. Or if I should use this grass path and pull in orange and red cosmos. That's my quandary. I love this path so much. I don't know if it's very foresty, but it's, a dark green grass path. And so I thought between my dirt path, the boardwalk, and this grass path that it would be really cute. And I thought about putting this under some mushrooms, so I'm just waiting to see what everybody thinks. These are all my fabrics. I think that white and green and black would also go well. So yeah, I'm just indecisive as always. I really want to use this path. If I don't end up using it on this island, maybe I'll use it on another one. But yeah, time to go villager hunting. Well, guys, after 36 tickets, I finally found Eric. Yay! Oh, I was wondering if it was like bad luck to hunt off camera because I was not getting anywhere, but I was just worried that out of 50 tickets I wasn't gonna find anybody. I was gonna have to get more out, and I was like, oh no, I should have recorded it. But I'm so glad that I found him. So we have Eric now. Yay! I'm so excited. It has been a few days since we got Eric, and now when I log on to hunt for another villager, Isabel tells me that we have a visitor at the campsite. So it's probably nobody we want, but let's just go see who it is. Yeah, nobody we want. I'm always curious though, because if you don't check, then you could miss out on someone like Murphy. Because on my all green island, the very last villager that we got actually showed up at the campsite, and I was like, oh, I'm curious, let's go see who it is. Maybe it'll be funny and a jump scare or something. But it was actually Murphy, and it took quite a while to play all of the games to get him to move on, but we managed to do it. I think this is Kevin Bacon. Or people call him Kevin Bacon because he's a pig. But yeah, we're not taking him. So since I was on last time, Roald has left, and I did say bye to him, and I was sad to see him go, but he wasn't going to stay. So now I am going to get some tickets and go hunting and see who I can find. Oops, I forgot I did this terraforming and I need to go behind here. I think most people are leaning towards the colored flower option with the oranges and the reds and the grass path that I found, so I will probably start decorating the entrance very soon, probably in this video. So excited about that. But for now, I'm gonna go hunt and see if I can find anyone else on our list. Oh my gosh, guys, I've done 14 tickets so far, and I ran into Henry. I really hate running into some of my favorite villagers if they're not on my list. I mean, he matches my color scheme, but I wasn't thinking of frogs when I was thinking of like forest core. I have a few bears and I have a few squirrels and deer, and frogs were just not on it. But it is so hard to leave him because he is one of my favorites. Oh, I love him. And I do have him a lot, so I guess I can leave him. But I half thought when I saw him of just taking him because he is just adorable. I love his color. I love his cute little smile. I just love everything about him. He's so cute. Oh man, it's hard. It's hard leaving him. But I already have him on my hard mode 2.0 jungle core island. So I think maybe next week I'll be able to do an update video for that island. And you guys can let me know if you want me to finish it, because I haven't yet. Well, I was starting to wonder if we would ever find someone, but after 51 tickets, I just got another 50 out. We managed to find Fauna. I cannot believe it. I was really starting to question whether or not it was going to take hundreds of tickets, but I'm so glad it didn't. Yay! And it started to rain, and I thought, oh my gosh, is this a bad omen? But we found one. I'm so happy. I almost, settled for a few, like Deidre, but I am glad I didn't, because Fauna was on my list. So yay, we got Fauna. Alright, I am back, and I think that most people have voted for the colorful options, so if you did not vote for that, I'm so sorry, but I did try to just count all the votes and see who won, who the majority was, and I really couldn't decide, so I thank you guys so much for putting in your votes. And now it is time to start decorating. So I am going to use the grass path primarily, not the grass path, the dirt path. I'm going to use this dirt path primarily, but I did want to have the option of putting this in some places, and it's really dark. I think it's going to go fine with the dark browns. I'm going to pull in the red cosmos and the orange cosmos, and then just use the cream flowers and not white, because there are a lot of cream colored tones. So I'm gonna have just the colors in this grass path as accents, not just, you know, hopefully too much. I don't want it to be too much. I want it to be primarily dark green and brown forest core. So that's what we're going with. I'm going to gather up some stuff and fill my pockets, and we will start decorating. I hope you guys don't mind that I already terraformed this. If you want the dimensions, I can like take some photos for you and kind of show you what I did, but I was just playing around with dimensions and doing this diagonal path here. But yeah, if somebody is really interested in the dimensions of these cliffs, or if you want me to show more terraforming or anything, just let me know. But this did take, quite a while, and I know that just terraforming can be tedious, so I left that off camera. But if you want to see more of that in the future, let me know. I'm trying to appease everyone and not make it too boring. But yeah, let's get started. Alright, so first of all, for the entrance, I just start by laying some path. I don't always show laying the path, but since I had already terraformed, I went ahead and left it in, and it was kind of a small area, but I did cut some of it out because I adjusted it a little bit. But I went with the dirt path. I will primarily be using the dirt path on this island, like I said, but I am just going to put as many trees and flowers and bushes and natural items down as I possibly can, and log stakes as well. And country fencing is my absolute favorite fencing in the game. I don't know why, but I just love it. So let me know what your guys' favorite fence in the game is, because I love country fencing. And the grass path, I know that I had some mixed feelings about the grass path in the comments. Some people liked it, some people said, find one that's just green. So I tried to go with the majority and just use it sparingly, like maybe underneath some stuff, and just primarily use the dirt path. So I hope that underneath something, it's not too much, it's not too busy or bright. Yeah, that's my hope. And I at first put that orange hyacinth there, and it was kind of in the way and in the walkway there. And I knew that I was probably going to level that sucker like every single time I walked by or run by to the airport, so I did decide to take that out. I think I ended up putting a weed there instead, but I just wanted to have a nice little cozy seating area by the waterfall, and just try to make it as naturey is that a word? I don't even know, and cozy as possible. And I tried to primarily use the cream colored flowers in the front by the entrance. I realized looking back that there are two cream colored mums there like in line, and it bugs me now, but I did change that. I did change that because I noticed it. I just didn't notice it here. So there is that. But yeah, I am pretty happy with how this entrance came out. I did struggle with the color scheme, but I think I'm liking it. I'm not sure about the red cosmos because they are pretty bright. But I really love the light orange hyacinths, and I really did love the grass path. I just don't want it to be too bright and too much or too busy. So I want it to be as natural looking and foresty as possible. So that is what I tried to do. And I tried to add as many natural items as I could. And I have about 6 different flowers, I think, if I remember correctly, on this island. So I'm trying to space out the colors and the types so that there's not too many of the same color or the same type next to each other. And so that can be pretty difficult, but I just tried my best. Sometimes I have to pause and think, oh, what's around? What color have I not used recently? You know, and so if you see me pause occasionally, that's probably what's going through my head is what color do I use? What do I do here? Because really I just wing it. And I did have trouble with some of the spacing, like when there's an angle and I'm trying to put like a log stake down or a log stool down or something, and the game is telling me there's not room. So yeah, I struggled with that a bit, and I cut some of that out because it kept telling me there's not room, and I know there's room. But I just love that cute little squirrel design code. I thought it was absolutely adorable, so I had to get it. I do love a lot of the squirrels in this game, the squirrel villagers, and I love a lot of the deer villagers, and of course the cubs, because Maple is my favorite and she always will be. But I'm just lining the cliffs with some bushes and flowers and trying to space them out. So I did switch them out a little bit because I was like, no, that's 2 white tulips, you know, too close to each other. So I had to switch them out, and that was a little bit of a struggle. But I got there in the end, and I am very excited about this island. I cannot wait to make the treetop houses for the squirrels and to try to make some little cave areas for the bears. I'm just so excited, but I did want to wait to start decorating until everybody had put in their thoughts on the color scheme, because I'm just indecisive like that, and I definitely needed help. I saw Tutu there with a thought bubble, and so I did talk to her, but she just wanted to give me a dress. So that is the dress in my inventory, if you notice. And I was just like, is she gonna want to leave? But she didn't. She did not. She just wanted to give me a gift. And at one point coming up, Callie and somebody, maybe Tutu, I don't know, were talking, and I guess they ended up getting into a little bit of a argument or something, and they have like these purple swirls around them. I guess that means they're upset. They're not mad, but they're upset. And so I had to talk to Callie and make her feel better because she was upset. And Callie is too cute to have a sad face on. So I did make her feel better, and so if you see that coming up in this little speed build, that's what happened. But the reason that I voice these over is because it does take me a few hours to decorate, and sometimes I have to pause and go get more stuff, or I have to pause and someone comes in to talk to me like a child. And so it's not always that I have a few hours to just sit and play and talk. And it's also hard to talk and decorate at the same time. And I mess up my words enough as it is, just talking without having the decorating part. So it's hard for me to do two things at once. So I hope that people don't mind. I just sped it up ×2. So, I mean, this video is a little bit longer than some of my videos, just because I did have to do some villager hunting and switch out some villagers and wait for the comment section to vote on what color scheme they wanted to see or thought looked best. So I did do that before starting on the decorating. I also did not know what to put in front of this log bench in terms of a path or code or what. You want to leave space to walk through there, but what do you put on the ground? Because I am a no tile left behind girly. I love decorating every single tile. It also makes it a lot easier when you go to make like a rock garden if you have every single tile filled, and it makes it easier to find like your fossils and stuff when you go to do your DA. Then you want there to be like no fossils on the ground if possible, and I have missed one or two in the past, I know, but I tried to get them all. I was not happy with that grass circle there, so I did end up changing it because I just didn't like it next to the log circle there, so I ended up changing it. But I do really like the log circle, and I really love the dirt path. I'm just not sure if I want the grass code like way out in your face, front and center, or if I just want to leave it underneath like the giant vines and the mush parasols and stuff like that, because then it's subtle and kind of hidden and not so in your face. You know what I mean? I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I cannot wait to use the boardwalk in some areas. I hope that I can do it justice. I've never done a boardwalk before, so I'm a little bit nervous about using it. I'm not usually a straight line or straight path type of decorator. I never know how to transition it, but sometimes I have like museum tiles, or I have some fancier straight lines around some buildings, so maybe it'll be okay. I just have never done like a forest walkway or boardwalk type, build before, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope that I can do it justice, but I will have to look at some inspiration because I've never done one before. And I really like all of the codes that I'm using. I love all these codes. I love nature. Whenever me and my family go on vacations in the summer, I love going to like national parks and anywhere that is cooler than Texas, because I am in Texas, and in the summertime it gets so hot. So I definitely want to go somewhere that is cooler if I can. But I do love to go to national parks and to hike and to look at all the nature and stuff like that, because I kind of live in a city area and there's not as much pretty stuff to look at. So I really crave that whenever we go on vacation. Definitely. I am just filling in the cliffs now with a bunch of natural items and trees, and I did use the giant vine, the brown version, and the mush parasol, because I have to have some mushrooms, of course. And I struggled with trying to fit stuff on the narrow cliffs, but I pretty much got there in the end. It was just a matter of sometimes when you stand in a certain place and there's an angle on or curve on the cliff, it does not want to let you put something there. So the game says no. I really do like the view from the third tier though. I'm gonna have to remember, because I always forget, to leave some third tier cliff like lookouts or lookovers. I don't know what you call them, but I'm not good at creating those viewpoints, and I need to do that more. I love when I go visit a DA and there are like lookovers, or I don't even know what you call them, when you get up on a cliff and you can look over and see this scenic view. I just love those, and I am not good at creating those myself, but I would love to be able to work on that and get better about it. It's just hard for me to create terraforming where, you know, I can visualize this scenic view and lookout point. You know what I mean? I have done it before, like on my mushroom island of Evergrove. I had a lookout by the Able sisters, and it was like looking over and there was like waterfalls, but that river that I look over was kind of naturally there when the map, you know, when I got the map, so I didn't really have to do much. I made some waterfalls. I took the natural cliffs and I just made some waterfalls on them, and so that one wasn't too hard because a lot of it was already naturally there. But creating that from scratch when you have a flat, you know, map is difficult for me. I don't know if anybody else struggles with that, but I definitely do. So now I'm just trying to finish up filling up this cliff and using as much stuff as I can that isn't too repetitive. And I can see Daisy May in the background sneezing. I had to time travel a few times because if you decorate and your villagers are all awake, they tend to just want to get in the way. So sometimes I will make it 5 a.m. in the game so that my villagers are mostly asleep. And also if I have to reset the day for like a incline or a bridge, then I set it back to like 4:59 a.m. and that resets the day. So when I start decorating, sometimes it is just 5 a.m. and so that helps with villagers being mostly out of the way, and also, you know, my stuff is built if I need it. But I am almost done here decorating all of these cliffs. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments on if you think that the colors still work okay. I second guess myself all the time. I really do. And when I ask y'all's opinion and feedback on things, I really do value it. And I try to, you know, go with the majority. I know I'm not gonna you know, everybody's different and everybody has different opinions, and so I totally understand that, but I do try to take what y'all say to heart because I am often on the struggle bus and indecisive and I don't know what I want to do, so it really helps a lot. Of course I have to put a code underneath almost everything I put down because that's just how I am. But I do love all of the items that I'm using, and I love the forest core theme. I am enjoying it, and I hope that you guys are too. this entrance was harder than I thought because of how close resident services is. If I had to go back, I probably would not have settled on this map just because it is closer than I want. But I kept it because of the peninsula, because of how many times I tried to make this video, and yeah, I'm glad that I kept it in the end. But yeah, so this is pretty much the end of what I decorated at my entrance, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, we are back. Are you ready to see it?
Yes.
Alright, so this entrance was a few days in the making. I wanted to make sure that I waited until everybody voted for the color scheme, and I'm still not so sure, but this is what we have.
Oh wow.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
I mean, some of the flowers, I mean, I don't know. I tried to hide the bright ones like behind things, and some of the flowers, you know, the colors might be too close together. I don't know. It's subject to change, but this is what we have so far. And I decorated all of this waterfall right there.
Oh wow.
I didn't show like the really bright colored grass path too much. I just kind of hid it underneath some things. Excuse me, Bo. I was gonna go. Well, okay, I'll go this way. But I decorated this cliff over here, and see, like, underneath things there's the grass path, but you can't really see it too much. So what do you think?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments if you think, you know, the color scheme's okay still, after you guys voted and not too bright. I'm trying to do my best here, but Bo is bound and determined to stand right in the middle of the walkway. This is our lineup so far. I managed to find Eric and Fauna.
Yay!
He did not know that, so.
No, I did not.
So I'm sorry if this video was a little bit long, but I did want to hunt for some villagers and give you guys time to vote. And so, yeah, we will end this here before it gets any longer. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Alright, shall we say bye?
Yes.
Alright, bye. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.